In this video, you're going to learn how to graph systems of linear inequalities, and we're going to go through 3 examples together. So let's dive into the first example. We've got these 2 inequalities right here. Y is less than or equal to 2x minus 1, and 2x minus 3y is less than 12. We want to graph them in the same coordinate axis, and we want to see where the overlapping regions are. That's going to be the solution to our system. So starting with this first inequality, you can see that this is in the slope-intercept form, like the y equals mx plus b form of the equation of a line. And the way we graph lines is we start with the y-intercept, which is -1, so that's going to be right here. And then the slope is 2, which is like 2 over 1. So from this point, we're going to go rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. You can keep repeating that process. Same thing here, down 2 and left 1, down 2, left 1. And notice this is less than or equal to. So when it's equal to, it's going to include the points on the line. So you're going to draw this as a solid line. If it was less than or greater than but not equal to, it would be a dashed or dotted line. Now when the y is by itself like this, if it says less than, that means you're going to be shading below the line. Remember, the y-axis controls up and down, right? So if y is less than, we're shading straight down. If it's greater than, we're shading straight up. Now some teachers and some students don't like this method. They do what's called a test point method. So for example, this is the origin 0, 0. If I put 0 in for y and 0 in for x, let's see if this is true or not. So 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is -1. Is 0 less than or equal to -1? No, 0 is actually greater than all the negative numbers. So where this test point is at the origin, we don't want to shade on that side of the line. That's the false region. We want to shade on this side. So you can either use the test point method or what I showed you about less than and greater than, so y controlling the vertical direction. Now what I like to do, this is just my preference, is that I draw these little lines like this that are perpendicular to the line, so like at right angles. And the reason I'm doing this is because we're going to find out where the 2 regions overlap, and you'll see it's kind of like cross-hashed, basically, cross-hatched. And so now let's look at the second inequality. Now this one's more in like the standard form where the variables are on the left and the numbers on the right. You could find the x and y intercepts. You could say, like, if I set x to 0, divide by -3, our y-intercept would be here at -4. If I set y to 0, then we're going to get 2x equals 12, x would equal 6, that's our x-intercept. Okay, and then you could draw the line. It's going to be a dashed or dotted line because it's less than but not equal to. Okay, like that. Now here's where students go a little bit off track, and I don't want you to make this mistake. They'll say, okay, this is less than, so that means I have to shade below that line. But that only works if the y is by itself, if it's in the slope-intercept form, or y is by itself. If it was y is less than, we'd shade below. If it's greater than, we'd shade above. So you don't want to make the mistake, because watch what happens. If I rewrite this equation in slope-intercept form, we're going to get the y by itself, so I'm going to subtract the 2x from both sides. So this gives us -3y is less than -2x plus 12. I'm going to divide everything by -3. But what happens to this inequality sign when we multiply or divide by a negative? It changes direction. So you remember learning about that earlier when you learned about inequalities. So now you can see, all right, our y-intercept is -4, just like we have here. The slope is 2/3, rise 2, run 3, rise 2, run 3. Greater than, but not equal to, so it's a dashed or dotted line. The y is by itself, y is greater than, we're actually shading on this side of the line above. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to draw a shading that's perpendicular to the line here. And we're going to look at for where this region is cross-hashed, okay, basically cross-hatched, I'm not sure how you say that, but basically overlapping. You can see that's going to be in this region right here. Now I'm going to go back and try to darken it a little bit for us, a little bit more. So right in this kind of like triangular region. Now it's going to keep going out that way and up, but if you pick any point in this region, it's going to make both of these inequalities true. So that's why we call this the set of solutions. This is the solution set, this shaded region. Okay, for example number 2 now, we've got x is less than 2 and y is greater than or equal to -1/3 x plus 6. So let's start with x is less than 2. Now, x equals lines, those are going to be vertical lines. Y equals lines, if it's just the variable y, it would be a horizontal line. If it has an x and a y, it'll be on a diagonal or on a slant. So in this case, x is less than but not equal to 2 means it's going to go right here through x is 2. It's a vertical line. But now remember, x controls the horizontal direction, the left and right direction. So if the x values are less than 2, that means they're going to be to the left of this line. And so I'm going to shade to the left like so. If it was greater than, I would shade to the right. Now again, you can use a test point method. You could pick the origin. That's a convenient point, 0, 0. If I put 0 in for x, is 0 less than 2? Yes, that's true. So that would be the true side of the plane that you'd want to shade. Now for this one, this is in the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line, just like y equals mx plus b. The y-intercept is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our y-intercept. Slope of negative 1/3, so we're going down 1, right 3, 1, 2, 3, which would be right about here. Down 1, right 3 again, so 1, 2, 3, right about here. Okay, so this line is a solid line because it's greater than or equal to. Okay, and then if the y is by itself, y controls the up and down, the vertical direction. So if the y values are greater than, we shade above. If it's less than, we shade below. You don't want to make the mistake of thinking right and left. When it's y by itself, that's controlling up and down. Now, so up, if I pick a point on the line, straight up, I would shade here, less than straight down like that. So just pick a point on the line, greater than straight up, less than straight down. Now, the way I like to do it is, I know it's on this side of the line. I like to draw lines that are perpendicular to the line. And the reason I do that is it just helps me to see a little bit more clearly where they're overlapping, the two regions. So it looks like they're overlapping right here in this, left of this line, x is less than 2, above this line. It looks like right here in this triangular region, okay, going like this. So any point in this region will make both of these inequalities true, so it's a whole set of solutions. Now, again, I could use the test point method if I was to pick the point 0, 0 at the origin. If it's true, I would shade on that side of the line. If it's false, I shade on the other side. So that's another way to do it if you want to do it using the test point. Let's look at one last example. If you're getting the hang of these inequality problems, see if you can do number 3 on your own. And while you do that, I want to let you know about a couple of things. One is that I have some video courses for sale, my Algebra 1 and my Algebra 2/College Algebra video course for sale, where I take you through the concepts in those courses, example problems, and I give you some problems you can practice on your own as well, which we also go over. So check out those courses if you like the way that I explain things and you want help with those courses. The other thing is that now you can join as a channel member to the Mario's Math Tutoring YouTube channel. If you want to join as a supporter, I really appreciate it. And if you want to join at the additional videos level, you'll get access to over 120 videos now that have things such as final exam and midterm exam reviews. My entire geometry course is on there. I've got ACT and SAT courses on there, as well as other videos. So check those videos out by joining at the additional videos level, and I'll see you in that membership area. Let's look at number 3 now. We want to find out what the solution is to this system of inequalities. So let's start by graphing this bottom one here first. So this is already in the slope-intercept form. The y-intercept is 2, so it's going to cross right here. The slope is negative 1, which we know is like negative 1 over positive 1, so down 1 over 1. Okay, something like that. And then you can see it's greater than or equal to, so equal to means it's a solid line. Okay. And when the y is by itself, greater than means we're shading above. The y controls the vertical direction. If it was less than, we would shade below. But my preference is if I know it's on this side of the line, let me just draw lines that are perpendicular to the line. That'll help me to find the overlapping region. Now for the first inequality, let's rearrange this to put it into the slope-intercept form. So let's subtract x from both sides. Now we have y is less than negative x minus 3. The y-intercept is negative 3, so down here. The slope is negative 1, so that's down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Or you can go up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. Okay, like this. It's less than but not equal to, which means it's a dashed or dotted line, like this. And the y is by itself. If it's less than, we're going to shade below the line. If it's greater than, we're going to shade above. So less than would be straight down, okay? And that means they're on this side of the line. So I'm going to draw lines that are perpendicular just to help me with the shading. Now, notice that these two lines are parallel. We know they're parallel because they have the same slope. They're both -1. But this line we're shading above, this line we're shading below. So where do they overlap? Well, they won't. So that tells us that there's actually no solution to this system of inequalities. What that means is we can't really pick a point anywhere in this plane that'll make both inequalities true. So there's no solution. So this was an interesting example. If you want to see more examples about graphing inequalities, I'll put a video right there where you can learn more about graphing inequalities if you want to practice and test yourself. I'll see you there.